Hello, welcome back everyone back to the channel. We're about to do animated horror stories true. Crumble Cookies. This is by SSG Animation. It's just one story, but this video is like 17 minutes long. This is gonna be a good video. Are y'all ready to get into it? It's like 5 a.m. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's get it. We adjust a little bit.
I have a sweet tooth, and I love trying any and every dessert. Cookies are my absolute weakness, so when I randomly stumbled across Crumble's Instagram, I was salivating. I was bummed that they were only based in Utah, so you can imagine how excited I was when they started opening up in new locations around the country, and one of them was coming to Glendale, Arizona, where I live. I'm Jake, and I'm about to tell you why I won't be eating there again. I hate large crowds, but I had been gawking at these cookies on Instagram for at least a year. Their ever-changing menu every week was torture. I couldn't wait to dive into the richness they contained. With the creamy buttercream frosting, gooey caramel, and peanut butter options, I was willing to stand in line on grand opening day. My wife Miranda shares my passion for goodies, so she and our daughter Lily kept me company while we stood outside a long line waiting to get our box of cookies. The smell of cookies teased us for about an hour before we were able to go inside. I picked Lily up and kissed her cheek. "Would you like to pick a cookie to try?" She looked at the display cookies and pointed out the birthday cake one. Miranda smiled. "That looks like a good choice, sweetie. Mom and Dad can't wait to try it." "What cookie would you like to try, baby?" "I'm torn between the raspberry cheesecake and the Buckeye brownie." "Let's get them both." We completed our order with a classic chocolate chip cookie and took it home. We were all in the car, drooling over the smell of the fresh cookies. I was surprised at how big they were, so we all decided to cut them into even pieces and try them all after we ate dinner. Miranda made a crock-pot lasagna that night, one of my favorite dinners that she makes for our family. After we had dinner, we brought the box of cookies to the table, and Miranda began to slice up all the cookies into smaller pieces. She furrowed her brows as she began to cut through them and looked at me. "Jake, these cookies are a little raw." I stood up to go take a look at them. Sure enough, there was some dough oozing out the center of the cookies. "Maybe they're still really warm?" "We picked up the cookies over an hour ago. They can't be that warm at this point." "Babe, they're the size of my hand. Maybe they take longer to cool off." "I'll take your word for it." I gave Lily a little slice of the birthday cake and the chocolate chip. "Thanks, Daddy." "You're welcome, sweetheart." The rawness was a bit off-putting, but we enjoyed them. We figured because it was a grand opening and the line stretched across the shopping center it was located in, that they may have been rushing things to make sure everyone got their cookies in a timely manner. I did the dishes while Miranda put Lily to bed. She and I snuggled up in front of the TV to watch our favorite late-night comedy before we turned in for the night.
Lesson learned. Don't.
It was about halfway through the show
shots
when my stomach started feeling funny. It wasn't long before Miranda started feeling sick as well. "My stomach hurts." "Mine too."
I hate when it's like that.
I'm getting hot
we
as well.
Dessert, stomach start hurting.
Same.
Like, what the
We
heck
decided
did they do?
it must have been too much sugar, so we drank some water and went to bed. We weren't getting much sleep, though. Miranda and I took turns using the bathroom to either shit or puke.
Oh,
It was
no.
around 4 a.m. when
If
we heard
you
Lily
puking,
crying in her room.
that is bad.
Miranda and I rushed down the hall to find poor Lily had had an accident in her bed. There was vomit on the floor. Miranda picked her up and took her to the bathroom to clean up, and I gathered up her sheets to wash them and clean the small pile of vomit off the floor. I heard the bath water running from the laundry room, and Lily began to scream. "Jake, Lily is burning up." That night, we wound up in the emergency room. None of us were keeping anything down, and we all were suffering body aches and stomach cramps. My asshole was on fire from shitting nothing but liquid, and my wife wasn't doing too hot either. Lily wasn't keeping anything down, and after doing some tests, the doctors determined we had salmonella poisoning. Miranda and I received some treatment, and we're starting to recover, but our sweet Lily was struggling. Apparently, by the time we heard her crying, she was severely dehydrated. Salmonella is a bitch on anyone, but on a little 4-year-old child, it's deadly. Lily was transferred to the intensive care unit. All they could do was keep an IV in her and hope the poisoning flushed out.
Oh.
After a long night and late into the next day, Lily was starting to show some improvements. She had to stay at the hospital for a week to make sure her little body got it all out and was functioning again. Miranda stayed with her at the hospital while I went home. I had a bone to pick with Crumble. It was the only thing that made sense. That dough was raw, and even though cookie dough is usually harmless, I questioned the quality of ingredients they were baking with. I took a couple of days to rest up. I never threw the cookies away as I wanted Crumble to see the quality of our cookies. It was one thing to have given us bad cookies, but the way they treated me over it was completely disrespectful and disgusting. I walked into the bakery. The aroma that just the other day had me salivating made me fight the urge to puke. I walked up to the counter and placed the box on top. The kid standing there was tall and skinny. He had his customer-friendly face on until he looked down at the cookies. Then he just got arrogant. "I would like to speak to your manager." "She's busy right now. What can I help you with?" "I warn you, kid, I'm in a pretty bad mood and I don't want to take it out on the wrong person. Please, get me your manager." "There is nothing she's going to do that I can't. And if you're in a bad mood, maybe you need to get laid or something." I slammed my fist on the counter. "This isn't funny, you little shit. Go get your manager." Okay, I'm going." He picked up the phone by the register and dialed a number. "Ginny, there's some dude up front with last week's cookies. I think he has a complaint." A couple of minutes later, a woman around my age came out from the back and offered a friendly smile. "What seems to be the problem?" "I want to know what kind of cookies you served us." She opened the box and, in a smart-ass tone, said to me, "It looks like raspberry cheesecake, birthday cake, Buckeye brownie, and a chocolate chip." "Nice job, Officer Fuckface. You really connected the dots on that one. This is serious. We were here last week for your grand opening and these gave us salmonella poisoning. My daughter is in the hospital." "I'm very sorry to hear that, but sir, you have to understand these are last week's lineup. If you waited until now to consume them without proper storage, that's probably what made you sick.
Bruh.
We're not liable for that. We ate them the night we got them." "Then why did you wait until now to come in and tell us?"
We was in a
I don't
fucking
know.
hospital.
My wife and I were shitting and puking our organs out, and my daughter spent 2 days in the intensive care unit. It took us a bit to get around to this." "I'm sorry, sir, but you can't wait a week to make a complaint about a menu item that isn't on the menu anymore and won't be until the next time it comes around. There's nothing we can do.
I'm blowing that place up.
I just want a refund."
No,
"Sorry,
fuck a refund.
we don't
Fuck
offer
that.
refunds if it's been over a week." "Unbelievable. Have the day you deserve, ma'am." I grabbed the cookies and stormed out of the bakery and got into my car. I had to make some deep breaths so I didn't drive with rage in my veins. I pulled out my phone and called the corporate number. I told them about how their cookies made my family sick and nearly killed my little Lily. Corporate apologized and all they offered was a free cookie for the inconvenience.
What you thought they was going to order? I mean, I'll tell you.
This was a company going big, and maybe they got too big too fast. I was glad I didn't throw the cookies away because they didn't look any different than the day we bought them. I took my story to TikTok, and thank God it blew up. I saw that many other people had the same problem with Crumble serving them raw cookies and getting the exact same treatment I got. A commenter suggested that I call the health department and report that particular bakery. When I did, all they said was how much they love Crumble and have all their merch. My daughter is back from the hospital, and after our experience with Crumble, we only eat trusted cookies either from the store or what Miranda makes. I don't understand the spell Crumble has on people. Maybe in some places it truly is good, but I will keep sharing my story, and hopefully more people will come forward. Sometimes, fame gets to people's heads. It has Crumble thinking it's invincible. I won't stop exposing them.
So it's more than one story. So sorry for that misinformation at the beginning of the video. I thought it was just one story because it doesn't say like 3 animated horror stories true. You know, it doesn't say the number that it is. What is Crumble, bro? I've never heard of that. Crumble cookies? That's why I was like, Crumble? What the hell is that? I thought Crumble's cookies was something that always, it's not even spelled the way. I didn't even spell it right. Oh, Houston does have one. 4.9. Oh, I thought that was the Oh, that's the actual house. Crumble Cookies is a freaking place. I never heard of this. I'm all about Tiff Treats in Houston. We all about Tiff Treats over here. I never knew about this place. That's crazy. Anyways, let's get to story 2.
If you're a U.S. resident, then you're familiar with the cookie bakery called Crumble. It started in Logan, Utah and blew up. They now have 300 locations in 36 states. Their cookies are famous for being the size of your whole hand and a consistently changing menu. Different flavor cookies every week, so you never get the same thing twice in a row. I have been a loyal customer from
this
Salt
story
Lake City for the
explains a
past
lot
couple
more.
years, but after my recent experience, I won't be coming back. It started a few months ago. Since the pandemic, I ordered curbside pickup and never really broke the habit as I never liked leaving the car anyway. For a long time, the service was exceptional. I would order through the app, leave them a tip, and click the Here button when I pulled up. They would bring me my box of cookies, and I would take them home and enjoy them throughout the week. They never got my order wrong either, which was something I counted on every time. On a typical Monday, I placed my mobile order after work. 4 cookies, 3 of them were each of the new flavors, and a chocolate chip which is on every week. Their flavors are always amazing, but there is something about the chocolate chip with their milk that they sell with the cookies that makes me nostalgic. I pull up to the Crumble store and tapped Here on the app. Usually my order is out in 2 minutes, but that day I waited for 45 minutes before I decided to call them. Thank you for calling Crumble in Sugar House. This is the manager. How can I help you today? Hi, I placed a mobile order and tapped the Here button on the app, and I have been waiting 45 minutes in your parking lot for someone to bring it to me.
Why'd she wait so long? If she knows the time, she knows it's 2 minutes. Why would you wait 45 minutes? I'm waiting 10 minutes at most. And then I'm like, hey, is the app working? Because maybe it's not working. I don't know.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. So when you pulled up to the bakery, there's a button that you can push. I pushed that button. You what? I know what button to push. I've done it 100 times. Did you push it on the app? Oh, for fuck's sake. That's what I'm telling you. 45 minutes ago, I pulled up, tapped Here, and I have been waiting. Oh, okay. It's not showing up in our system that you confirmed you're here. I've obviously been here. Yes, I will have your order sent out right away. I hung up, and sure enough, a male employee was on his way to my car.
That's why her order got messed up. Because she said that in a rude way. She should have said it nicely. She wouldn't have been mad. When you say it rude and they have to make your food or the cookies, you just messed yourself up for the day.
But they were only carrying a single cookie box instead of the 4 cookie box that I ordered. I rolled down my window and he smiled at me. I paid for 4 cookies.
I sincerely apologize for your wait. Here is your cookie.
Why is that
According
so
to my
loud?
bank account, I've been charged for 4.
Oh, our system says you just ordered one.
I showed him my order receipt on my phone,
Okay.
and he went back inside. Within a couple of minutes, he brought out the correct order.
Dude.
Since they have
His voice, so they amplified his voice so much. It's in the red, so I'm gonna have to like turn it down when I'm editing. That is great. It's loud as shit in my ear too.
been consistently good to me, I let the incident slide, but decided I wouldn't tip them anymore. I continued to hit them up every Monday, and things went back to normal, but I still wouldn't leave a tip. A few months went by, and they pulled the same thing.
Orders
I
continuously
again
afterwards.
waited 45 minutes for my order, and we had a repeat. I was a bit shorter with them than I was last time and still refused to tip them. Because it had only been a couple of times, I still let it go. Everyone and everything
SSG
has
with
an
the
off day once in a
animation.
while. I had another incident where I worked late at the office one night. During the week, Crumble closes at 10 p.m.
Alright, if that dude comes back on, we gotta cut our
and when I got
headphones
out of the
volume
office
down.
at 9:45, I made the trip to Crumble to pick up my order that should have been ready by the time I got there. I pulled up and saw some employees still inside with the lights on. I tapped the here button and I waited. I was parked directly in front of the place, so they should have known I was there to pick it up. I watched them make a box of cookies, assuming it was mine, so I waited patiently. Being 10 p.m., I was the only one there, and I didn't think they could miss that. They finished frosting the cookies and placed them all in the box. Then the workers proceeded to shut off the lights and walked out the back, having not brought out my order at all. I checked my bank and I was indeed charged the $14 that I usually paid for my box of cookies. To say I was pissed was an understatement. I got on the Crumble Instagram page and sent a direct message to them. I let them have it and mentioned the times that their curbside had screwed up.
Here's the thing, after the second time, you don't go back. She keeps going back. She needs something to happen to her so she can stop going back. It's crazy. You're crazy.
I let them know I was out of money and no cookies. They have over 1 million followers, so I wasn't even sure they were going to see it. I only sent it because I needed to bitch someone out, and all I could do was get on their social media at the time. I was surprised to see that they had messaged me back sincerely apologizing for the inconvenience, and they would like to make it right. I rolled my eyes and waited until the next day to call them. Thank you for calling Crumble in Sugar House. This is the manager. How can I help you? Hi, I'm Lacey, and last night I ordered a box of 4 cookies around 9:30 p.m. I understand it was closing by the time I got to the bakery, but your employees saw me pull up, made an order, and just left. Oh shoot, I am so sorry to hear that. Would you like a refund? What I want is a refund and my box for free. That was completely unacceptable customer service. I understand, but all I can do is offer you a refund.
Why is she asking for this
wanted
extra
to make
stuff?
It right, but didn't say how they would, so I'm taking that as I'm making the demands. All I ask is my cookies and my money back. Ma'am, I can't just give you a box of cookies and a refund. It has to be one or the other.
Just get the refund.
I'll take my cookies, but I want you to know that this is bullshit and I never want to come back here again. We're sad to see you go. I'll be there in 5 minutes to pick up my box of cookies, and they better be fresh. I hung up and drove down to the Crumble.
She trying to get killed.
They brought out my cookies, and I took them back to the office and dug into my chocolate chip cookie. It was still warm, and the chocolate was gooey delicious. I had nearly forgotten about Crumble's error the night before, and thought maybe I will give them another chance since this cookie was one of the best ones they had ever served me. I dunked my cookie into the ice-cold milk and took a large bite, allowing myself to get lost in the flavors. Suddenly, I could taste something metallic, and I bit into something sharp and hard. I spit up the mashed-up cookie in my mouth and saw blood mixed in with it. Whatever it was cut up my mouth, and I was bleeding profusely. What the fuck? I grabbed a napkin from my desk drawer and dabbed my mouth. I went to the bathroom and swished water around in my mouth to wash out the blood. I discovered that one of my teeth was missing and I had cut up the gums around it pretty badly. I went back to my desk to clock out and head to an emergency dentist to see what they could do to repair the damage. As I was on the phone with them, I was sifting through all the gunk I just spit up and pulled out a large screw. Inside my chocolate chip cookie was this thick metal screw that I didn't notice until it was too late. I hung up with the dentist and made a quick TikTok video of what I found in my cookie and what it did to my mouth. I went to the dentist, and luckily, since it was a back molar that had been knocked out, I could arrange to get an implant after my gums heal up. They gave me stitches as I was scrolling through TikTok that night in bed. I had a lot of comments and messages. There had been at least a dozen more cases of people finding screws in their cookies. The next day, I called the Crumble location and told them what was in my cookie.
Stop calling them.
All the manager said was, maybe next time you'll remember to leave a tip. I did bring this up to Crumble's attention, but all they did was apologize and offer a free cookie, which I vehemently turned down and told them to take their business and fuck off. Personally, I think Crumble grew too fast and now they think they're invincible. Selling cookies with screws inside them is dangerous, and I was lucky to only have my mouth cut up and lost a tooth. If I had swallowed that screw, I could have lost my life.
Man, look, I ain't gonna even say nothing else. Yo, that's my reaction. That girl, she's slow. She's slow. That's all I got to say. And yeah. Just don't crumble cookie. Also, spelling crumble cookie is not with an E on crumble. That's weird, but it's cool, I guess. They have to make it different somehow. Anyways, that's my reaction. I'm out. Peace. People just gotta learn the hard way, I see. Some people want to learn the hard way. She had to get her shit chopped up inside of her mouth before she stopped calling these people that really just want your money. Boy. People are just, oof. Be smarter out here, people. Be smarter. It's 5:27, bro. I actually need to watch another video because she fucked up the mood.